Jobs, crime, industry, they're just some of the issues mayoral candidates Dorothy Hubbard, BJ Fletcher, and John White are discussing. But citizens are talking about race. Some say there will be a runoff on election night because Fletcher will receive the white votes and the black population will split between Hubbard and White. Some say Fletcher,
23 people coming in,
will lose because she's white.
If you don't want to vote for me because I'm not a man, that's your ignorance. You know, if you don't want to vote for me because I'm not black, that's your ignorance.
The mayoral candidates say these racial whispers from citizens stem from years of habit.
It's just part of what our community has been around. You know, the race issue is very serious in this community. We're very divided. We're very divided. We have four sides, north, south, east, and west. But unfortunately, sometimes we have three sides, white, black, and brown.
I mean, that's sort of natural for a lot of people. They look at that, they've been conditioned over the years to look at that. Albany is 70% black. It is not 70% black because black people moved into this community. It's 70% black because white people moved out.
White recently told an anecdote during an October 17th debate about white neighbors moving out and not welcoming him when he moved into a white neighborhood. Hubbard told him then that we need a mayor who will not make every issue about race.
A lot of people will look at data and statistics and form conclusions, but we're going to show them that we are moving beyond that and we are ready to move our city forward.
Fletcher says it's racial remarks, whether said aloud or in a whisper, that keeps the city from growing.
People that have looked that could have created jobs because they go out into the real world, they have lunch at one of our restaurants and they get to talking with people and they start hearing the racist remarks and they're taken back.
But when citizens continue conversing about the issue of race, how do you make them move forward?
Out of the mindset of race, I don't know how we ever get out of that. I think it's just like the religious wars in other parts of the world. We can't fix those wars.
We all have the same risk issues and things that we are interested in, things that we want to see happen. So in order for that to occur, we are going to have to work together. It's not going to happen with the divisiveness.
After doing the math, the possibility of the minority vote being divided between Hubbard and White and further initiating a runoff is likely. But is race what candidates think the mayoral race will come down to?
This contest is not about race. This contest is about experience and who can deliver the goods for this community.
The population that we have, the African American community, do you feel like, given your ethnicity, that you do have an advantage?
I don't think that I have an advantage. I think that we have to get people out to vote. If we get people out to vote, and I believe we will, I believe I can win it, and I believe I'm going to win it. But I don't think it has to do with, the color of their skin.
Do you think that the election is going to come down to race?
No, I absolutely do not. It is not going to be a race issue. It's going to be a campaign with issues.
Will Election Day be about what's on the ballot card or who's on the race card? That answer may never be certain, even after November 8th. Sarah Bleau, Fox 31 News.
Now, a bunch of you voiced your opinion on Facebook to weigh in on if you think race will factor into the Albany mayoral debate in the race. Here's what you had to say. Mark Carlisle says, quote, with Albany being 70% black, I bet it will not be a white mayor elected. John Scanling wrote, quote, people connect with candidates the same way they connect with their friends. They look for candidates like themselves who can best address their needs. Voting along race lines is not inherently racism. It's just supporting the familiar. Christopher Rillis posted, quote, people, especially around here, are too stuck on race to know the difference between a good and a bad candidate for anything, be it a government official, policeman, or even just a friend. And finally, Julian Rouse says, quote, I think that the citizens of Albany has shown in the past by voting that they aren't necessarily going to back a candidate because of race or gender. Remember, you can jump into the conversation we have on the hot topic of the day. All you have to do is visit our Facebook page.